5 wins. Rookie of the Year, a bloke from New Zealand who'd never turned a lap on an oval, walked into the NASCAR Cup Series and started smoking guys who've been doing this their whole lives. Mexico City, Sonoma, Shane Van Gisbergen didn't just win, he embarrassed the establishment on road courses. But here's what nobody wants to say out loud. SVG was never the invasion. He was the scout, the advance party. And right now, back home in Australia, there are 3 more coming, 3 young stars who race a car that is heavier, meaner, and harder to drive than anything in the NASCAR garage. And they all share one secret advantage, one thing baked into the way they were raised as racing drivers that Cup regulars simply cannot replicate. I'll reveal it before the end, and when you hear it, you'll understand why the road course specialists in that garage are quietly terrified. This is the Anzac Uprising. Let's go. First, you need to understand what these blokes actually do for a living, because it's not the same job. A supercar is a beast, around 1,400 kilos of pushrod V8, no power steering assist worth talking about at the point it matters, and a 5-speed sequential that demands you get your footwork perfect or you'll flat spot a tire and cook your race. These drivers live and die by heel and toe, downshifting, blipping the throttle mid-brake to match revs while trail braking a 2-ton missile into a corner at Mount Panorama with a concrete wall inches off your door. Think about that. At Bathurst, through the top of the mountain skyline, the S's, the Dipper, there is zero runoff. You make a mistake, you're in the fence. That breeds a specific kind of driver, one with absurd braking stability, who can rotate a heavy car on the brakes and get it settled before the apex without ever unsettling the rear. That's the exact skill NASCAR's next-gen car rewards on road courses. Heavy car, rearward weight, brakes that fade. The Cup regulars who grew up going left on ovals, they're learning this from scratch. These Aussies have been doing it since they were teenagers. That's the technical gap. That's the whole story. Start with the one who's already been there. Brody Kostecki, 2023 Supercars champion, Bathurst 1000 pole sitter, and get this, he's now claimed a record 3 straight poles at the Great Race, 17 career wins. And here's the kicker for the NASCAR crowd. He's already made his Cup debut running the Indianapolis road course for Richard Childress Racing. Kostecki is a proper old-school racer, a Bush mechanic mentality. He understands the car, not just how to drive it. When he moved from Erebus to Dick Johnson Racing for 2025 after one of the messiest contract saga supercars has ever seen, everyone waited for him to crumble under the pressure. Instead, he won early and shut everybody up. Here's the pattern interrupt for you. Kostecki's Cup deal with RCR fell apart. Canceled. He walked away from a full NASCAR shot to sort out his career at home. Now, most people would call that a failure. I'm telling you, it was the best thing that could have happened to him, because he went back, won a title, dominated Bathurst qualifying, and rebuilt his reputation as the hardest man in the paddock. When he comes back to the States, and he's not coming as a curiosity, he's coming battle-hardened, take no prisoners, rubbing his racing. RCR knows exactly what they let slip. Next, the quiet one, the one who scares me the most on a qualifying lap, Cam Waters, Tickford Racing's franchise driver, 2-time Supercars championship runner-up, multiple-time Bathurst podium finisher, and flat-out one of the best one-lap qualifiers in the country. This is a man who set the second fastest lap in Bathurst 12-hour history and just took pole for the 2026 running of it. When it's cold tires, one shot, everything on the line. Waters is a clinical assassin, and unlike the others, Waters has already gone racing in America properly. He's run the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series with ThorSport Racing, including a return at Lime Rock Park. He didn't dip a toe in. He committed to learning the American way of racing, doors banging, fenders rubbing, the whole circus. Here's your controversial take. I reckon Waters is the most complete road racer of the 3. Not the flashiest, not the loudest, but if you handed all 3 of them a next-gen car at the Chicago Street Course, walls everywhere, exactly the environment they grew up in, Waters is the one who'd nail the qualifying lap and control the race from the front. The Street Master, that's what they call him back home. And NASCAR has more street races on the calendar than ever. Do the math. And now the wild card, the one who might just be faster than both of them, Will Brown, the 2024 Supercars champion. He drives the Golden Ticket, the Red Bull Ampol car for 888, the most successful team in Supercars history, the same operation that built SVG into a superstar. And in his first season with Triple Eight, he podiumed at every single round, every one. Nobody had done that. Brown isn't waiting for a phone call either. He locked in a Cup Series cameo, been eyeing runs with Richard Childress Racing at places like COTA and the Chicago Street Course, and he's already tested American machinery. He even won the New Zealand Grand Prix for good measure. Pattern interrupt. Here's why he's the wild card. Brown is the youngest of the mindset shift. He watched SVG do it. He's part of a generation of Aussie drivers who no longer see NASCAR as a foreign, terrifying unknown. And to Brown, it's a target, a career move. He's got the Triple Eight pedigree, the raw speed, and zero fear. That combination is how you get a bloke winning on debut. Brody's the brawler. Cam's the surgeon. Will Brown might just be the fastest raw talent of the lot, and he knows it. Now, quick one before I reveal the secret. If you've made it this far, you're not a casual fan. You're the type who stays up till 3 a.m. watching Bathurst live, who knows what trail braking is, who understands why a heavy car on a road course is a completely different animal. If you're part of the 97 tribe and you believe the Anzac invasion is only just getting started, you need to be here. Hit subscribe and join the most technical NASCAR community on YouTube. We break down the racing that the mainstream channels are too lazy to understand. Don't miss the next one, right? The reveal, but first, the ugly truth. It's not all Butte sunshine for these blokes, because the NASCAR establishment is not exactly rolling out the red carpet. When SVG started winning road courses, you could feel the mood in the garage change. A whole section of Cup drivers built their brand on being the road course ringer, the specialist, and now a bunch of Australians are turning up and making it look easy. That stings. There's an unspoken resistance. The oval learning curve is brutal. SVG himself struggled badly on the ovals early, spinning, finishing laps down, copying it from the traditionalists who said road course wins don't count. That's the wall these three will hit. Kostecki, Waters, Brown, all elite on road and street courses, all complete rookies at Talladega, at Bristol, at the Coca-Cola 600. And that's the real fight, not the driving, the acceptance. NASCAR is a tribe, and tribes don't welcome invaders easily. These three will have to earn every inch and get shoved into the wall a few times learning it, which brings me to the secret advantage, the thing all three share. It's not talent. It's not the team. It's the school they came from. Every one of these drivers was forged at circuits with no runoff. Mount Panorama, the street tracks of Adelaide, Townsville, the Gold Coast, concrete walls, not gravel traps. When you learn to race where a mistake means a wrecked car and not a lazy spin through the grass, you develop a level of precision and commitment that oval racers, with all their room to breathe, simply never had to build. That's the secret. They were raised inches from the wall, so when NASCAR throws them at the Chicago Street Course or a nasty road course, they don't see danger, they see home. SVG proved the theory. Kostecki, Waters, and Brown are the proof of concept scaling up. The uprising is real. So tell me, which of these three wins a Cup race first? Brody the brawler, Cam the assassin, or Will Brown the wild card? Comment below with your flag. I'll see you in the next one.